So your devices can actually tell when you're alone or vulnerable, and they actually act differently. There's code for it. I've done it. Good morning. We're up. It's Friday. I'm excited for the day. Hopefully I can fix my problem. But first, we're up. It's future Bianca. And yesterday or last night we said future Bianca will thank past Bianca for washing stuff. She's thanking her now. Good morning. I've got my breakfast, same place as usual, but today is Friday, and right now I kind of want to have a pizza tonight, but we'll see how we feel. But that's kind of what I'm feeling. And a low-key Friday evening, I'm very excited about that. My wine did not hit me as hard as I thought it would, so that's great. But today we're going to talk about our devices. So our smartphones, our speakers, or our Google Home, or whatever. Knowing when we're alone and when we're vulnerable. And that's not because we tell it, because of the weird sensors and software behind them that is causing them to actually know this stuff. And I'll explain more in detail because I personally have even written code that showcases these sensors. Your phone has so many sensors on it. So many. From light to accelerometer to, I guess this is accelerometer, but to, what is it? Oh my gosh, magnetic. I can't think of the word. Like a compass. Wow. It's got all of those sensors in it. You don't even know how many it has. And as software developers, if you write code, you actually have access to those things. So what are these companies doing with this data? It's actually genius, but it's like horrendous for the end user. Anyway, let me finish my breakfast and let's head off to university. So, your phone battery. Now, I've developed numerous apps in my life, and I can tell you right now, most of the sensors that you need to access, you have to ask the user if it's okay. So on your phone, it usually gives you would you use your location, blah, 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 blah. Now, battery percentage. You don't need to ask the user to use their battery. So, a lot of what these app companies do is they take the phone percentage and they infer certain things. Now, there's been claims, and Uber and other e-hailing services have denied it. But what they say is that if your battery percentage is low, 5%, and you order an Uber, chances of you waiting and trying to order another Uber and all this kind of stuff is low because you're like, I need to get home, my phone is dying, I'll take what I can get. Then they increase the price based upon your battery percentage. Now, Uber has said that they don't do that. But what they have said is studying how these battery percentages changes how people make decisions on their app. So a surcharge price, whatever that Uber puts on, people were found to be more likely to accept that when their phone battery was low. This is basically saying, hey, I know when you're desperate, and maybe I'll sneakily take advantage of you. I don't know how you feel about that, but yeah. Okay, so this type of behavior is not limited to just phones. Now, there are sensors in rooms, whether it's a fire sensor or a motion sensor or smart lights, or, in your MacBook, you can copy from your phone to your actual MacBook without doing anything, or AirDrop. How does it know that there are other people around? The sun is very, very bright. So I'm going to turn around. You can still see these pretty boxes behind me. But how does it know that there are other phones around? there's networking, there's Bluetooth, there's Wi-Fi direct, there's all these things built inside the phones to actually look for other phones and other devices around. Like your phone can find a Wi-Fi network because it exists there. Now, what happens when they start using this information? Where you usually go home to your partner and your phones are able to be like, oh, okay, my partner's here because I can airdrop him so it knows. But now it starts realizing, oh, your partner hasn't been here for a while. Okay, what does that mean? It means that, okay, behaviors have changed. Maybe he's away or she's away, whatever. Now, this is where they start using this information potentially in a negative way, because they might start sending you emotionally charged content or sending you urgent things like, oh no, now you need to buy this, all this kind of stuff, because maybe you're in a different emotional state because your devices have picked up that you're not in your usual environment with your usual people around. It's very interesting the amount of information that they collect and how they use it. So being alone is no longer a feeling anymore. It's actually a measurable state that these tech companies might be taking advantage of. I made a mistake. The grass is wet and my shoes have holes in them. So now my shoes are wet. Okay, so we said they kind of know when you're alone by what you're doing or who's near you, all of this kind of stuff. What do they do about it? I mentioned earlier that maybe they could send you some more emotionally charged content or whatever. But in addition to that, they know your patterns now. They know potentially, oh, okay, cool. Bianca stops seeing people around about 5 o'clock, goes home and doesn't see anyone. Or, oh, she goes home 8 o'clock every day on a Friday, stays at home. Now, that they can use, because that's when they say, okay, cool, let's send her a little bit more emotionally charged content or more lonely related TikTok reels or something like that to get her into a particular state to potentially manipulate her to, I don't know, buy some crap or something like that. And in this, it's almost like these devices that have your physical, like they have the hardware is able to pick up certain things, and then with the added internet, it knows when you're most impressionable. And when you're most impressionable, you might not be as rational, which means you very easily can be manipulated or exploited. Now, imagine what happens when AI comes on the scene. We'll talk about that later, but I've got some work to do. I got a free Italian chocolate today, so that's cool. Getting there on the work though. So my code is solved, which is good. So now I gotta get back to analyzing things. So that was like a 2-day detour, but I got a meeting with my supervisors today, so we'll see what they say. But yeah, it's looking a little bit better, so I'm feeling a little bit good for a Friday. And that's Friday, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go home. I am quite tired, to be honest. But I do want to show you something very cool. So the university is, I think, starting up soon. It's currently like the middle of August. You're watching this a month later. But look at this car. It's like really small. But they drive these things around Delft. It's pretty funny when you see them on the road, just like chilling there. Yeah. Anyway, I was gonna have a pizza, but my pizza base is in the freezer, so I wonder if we can defrost it. Okay, we're home. We're actually in comfy clothes already because we just couldn't get out of it. But we've got our pizza here. Let me show you actually what it looks like. So I pre-cooked this one. Oh. Because last time it was a little bit raw and I didn't want it to be raw. So I pre-cooked it, and then I've got in this pot over here, I am making a chicken mayo pizza. Sounds weird, but I cooked some chicken breast and I put some tomatoes in there. Then I'm gonna cook it up to have a sauce, and then I'll put some mayonnaise on the pizza with our mozzarella cheese. It's gonna be so good. I'm so excited. But there's one more thing I need to talk to you about. So let's sit here. Okay, so this morning I spoke about how your phone knows when you're alone, or it also knows when you're feeling vulnerable via your battery percentage, or are you in a new place? Are you connected to new Wi-Fis? Who's around you? All of that information, your phone has these sensors. Now, I teased this morning that with AI, things might escalate very quickly. In the past, we used to actively have to take those metrics. So if battery percentage is lower than 20%, do X, Y, Z. Obviously, it's a little bit more complicated, the algorithm. But now with AI, things change because they can have these very, very complicated algorithms with numerous different inputs from different sensors and different hardware. Like, I can imagine a future. We walk into a shop, and let's say that shop hasn't had that many customers today, and you're the only one there, and your phone or the beacons there, whatever, know that you're the only one there because either they're watching you via cameras to be like, oh, you're the only one there. They know those cameras can detect what type of phone you wear, what clothes you have, all of this kind of stuff, and to a degree, potentially profile you and maybe charge you more. Or you usually hear in your building, whatever, and your boyfriend, husband, wife, girlfriend, whatever, family members are no longer here. Phone picks up, oh, there's no Bluetooth devices connected around. Let's serve her this type because yesterday she was searching this, her period app says this, and her groceries was this. Now, all of those information seem like they're in isolated pools, but they might not be in the future. And all of those inputs mushed around serve you things that you're like, why am I here? Why am I on this side of the internet? And it's probably because they've tracked your behavior along all of your like modalities in life. And battery percentage might just be the cherry on the cake here. But now, so like the notion of solitude used to be this like private affair, like it was your thing, you were alone. Now it might just be profitable for companies. So there's not much we can do about it. Like, we just exist in this world other than like my philosophy friends who have given up smartphones and now use those like really cool phones. I don't know what else we can actually do. There are companies working to make your data your own. It's just a little bit hard. Anyway, I'm going to put my pizza in the oven. I am so excited. This is the type of Friday that I was needing. It was a bit of a long week. So yeah, let's go have some pizza. Look at it! So this is the chicken mayo, but then I didn't have enough chicken mayo, so then I took some spinach and I put some feta on it. So this looks delicious. I don't even know if I'm going to let you know how it is. I'm going to eat this. Good night. Okay, it's a Friday evening. It's almost 11, so I'm staying up later on a Friday. Woo, party. Anyway, it's time for a thought experiment. I am alone in isolation with only one device lying around. Let me start again. Imagine a city where every shopfront, every billboard, and every app waits for you to be alone before speaking to you. Not because you'll listen better, but because you'll argue less. Your battery dips low, your friends are gone, your room is still. And that's when the system leans closer and says, "Good night, I'll see you tomorrow."